The four F bombs go like this: faith. The first F bomb is faith. Not only faith in yourself, the biggest piece of faith you need, not is in higher power, but is in confidence in yourself. How's your reputation with yourself? Do you make promises and keep promises to yourself? In other words, if Frank sets the alarm tonight when he goes to sleep that he's going to wake up at 5 a.m., is Frank going to hit the snooze button, or is he going to hop out of bed when the alarm goes off? If you hop out of bed when the alarm goes off, then what you've done is you've built more credibility with yourself. Your reputation with self has gone up. And that means you have more confidence, because credibility is the byproduct of confidence. However, Frank
Well, real
decides.
quick, Bedros, I can tell you the audience will agree with this 100%. They know that Frank can't hit snooze because his alarm clock is in another room.
Perfect.
So he actually had to get up and walk there and turn that thing off.
Perfect. See? And so that's a great example, because imagine if Frank went across the hallway and hit the snooze and then somehow tucked himself warm and cozy back into bed. Well, then guess what would happen? Your subconscious mind now believes that you choose 10 or 15 minutes of mediocre sleep instead of getting up and dominating your path. And you told your mind that I'm not trustworthy, I'm not credible, I have poor reputation with myself. So faith in yourself is that first pillar, but faith also comes by way of faith in a higher power. Like even the most agnostic person that says, I don't believe in God, as soon as they're in a dark alley and someone puts a pistol in their face, the first thing out of their mouth is, oh God. So if we instinctively can say, oh God, we can acknowledge a higher power when our life flashes before our eyes. Maybe there is a God. I'm not saying that your God has to be Jesus, has to be Allah, has to be Buddha, has to be whoever. I believe in universal consciousness. I do believe that we are all connected. I do believe there's a higher power, and I do believe there's karmic debt and karmic justice. And so you can believe in what you want, but we can all agree, because we feel it in our radiance, in our gut, that there is a higher power of faith. And so once we've got the faith pillar conquered, and that is a non-negotiable for man, because by the way, when you have confidence in yourself, then you go, hey, this guy has reputation with himself. So he's not going to go watch porn. This guy is not going to go, and he's not going to go and drink and be a bad role model to his kids. Because if you believe in what I believe in, which is karmic justice, I believe that if I go and do something shady and no one ever finds out, not even my kids, through karma, that karma will land on my kids anyway. Right. And so that's what my faith is. And so once you've got the faith pillar covered, then we have fitness. Physical fitness, mental fitness, emotional fitness. In other words, are you physically stout? Are you athletic? Do you have enough strength so that, God forbid, something happened, you can defend your family, you can move things, you have the ability to run or chase or to get after it? If not, what kind of a poor role model are you to your kids of health? So many people go around saying that you ought to, telling their kids, you ought to eat right, you ought to work out, but they have a belly that they look 11 months pregnant. What kind of man should look 11 months pregnant? The whole dad bod. Are you kidding me? That term shouldn't even fucking exist. Two terms in masculinity that shouldn't exist is dad bod and toxic masculinity, because you're either toxic or you're masculine. There is no toxic masculinity. The agenda-driven bitches uh, who run the government created toxic masculinity to brainwash us into thinking that what is factory installed in a man, the fire within, the desire to be courageous and to look after people, is toxic. Are you fucking kidding me? Because the moment there's a gunshot out there, you're going to look for the most toxic masculine man to come and save your fucking ass. Right? So I say that to you because if you have physical fitness, mental fitness, emotional fitness, then if something happens, if Frank decides to rub me the wrong way, I'm not going to emotionally react to Frank and send him a all caps text message and put up a passive aggressive text post on social media tagging Frank, letting the world know what an asshole he is. No, I'm going to step back, not react. I'm going to step back and respond, because that's what a man does. A man who is emotionally disciplined and has emotional fitness is going to respond. I'm going to pick up my phone. I'm going to say, hey, Frank, there may have been a misunderstanding. Can you and I talk as friends and work through this? Because a man who is mentally, physically, and emotionally fit will respond to a situation and not react. So now we have faith and fitness, and then we have our family, right? So in our family, remember, you didn't choose anyone else in life. You didn't choose your siblings, Frank. You didn't choose your parents. You didn't even choose your kids. They were all born to you, and your parents got together and had you. The only person in life that we choose is our spouse. So why are we not dating our wife anymore? Because you wiped her up, you knocked her up, and now your business is the other woman, or your hobbies is the other woman, or the boys that you're hanging out with is the other woman. What happened to dating your wife, courting your wife again, making sure that she's seen and heard, right? And so that family piece is important. And what happened to, again, modeling what a man should be to your son? I go and work out with my son every evening. Since he was a little puppy, we would go work out together in the evenings. And it started off with just goofing off in the gym. Today he's 17 years old and built like a brick shit house. And I love that about him. And then my daughter and I, every Thursday, her and I will go on a little daddy daughter date. These days, she's in volleyball, so she wants to build up her legs and her vertical. So we work out and then we go and eat Chick-fil-A or whatever. But if I don't open the door for her, I'm not going to model what success looks like when she finds a boyfriend, right? And she asks me, she goes, "Hey, when you and mom go on date nights every Wednesday, what do you guys do in the car?" I'm like, "Well, we hold hands." And when she was 9 years old, she slid her hand across the center console and held my hand. And I said, "Baby girl, just so you know, when you get older and you have a friend who's a boy, and if he doesn't open the door for you like daddy or brother does, and he tries to do more than just hold your hand, and you feel that it's wrong, you get out of the car, you call daddy, and daddy's there to solve that problem." Okay. She goes, "Okay, dad." Those are the opportunities that I have with my family if I invest in them by dedicating a day, an hour, a time with them. So that is that third F bomb. And then finally, finances. The modern day version of a man going out and hunting, like getting all the other men in the tribe together. All right, you get your club, you get your spear. All right, Frank, you get the fucking net. We're going to go get the saber-toothed tiger because it is stronger than us, it is faster than us, it is more wily than us. But we're going to outnumber him and outwit him because we are men. And so we're going to go kill this thing, and our 4 or 5 families are going to eat. The modern day version of that is going out and earning, working, looking for promotions, creating a career, starting a business, taking risks, becoming financially stout, because today money is a weapon. I can put my family in a safer part of the community. If Chino Hills ever gets run down by thugs and criminals, I can move my family to a safer part of Southern California. I'm never going to say this is my forever home because I don't know if criminals and thugs are going to come into my forever neighborhood. Money allows me to move. Money allows me to have freedom. Money allows me to take friends and family who are diagnosed, God forbid, with a disease or cancer or some kind of illness to help solve their physical illness and pay their medical bills, to be able to donate to my church, to the causes and the charities that I believe in. So many people stand around with their arms crossed when they see some kind of injustice and they go, somebody should do something about that on their moral high horse. If you had money, if you had your F bomb dialed in, you could be that someone who does something about it. And when you have your 4 F bombs dialed in, my friend, then we have our 5th F bomb that every man is looking for, which is fulfillment. And that is the core values of every man that is within us. Men go, every time I explain that, men go, "Holy shit, I felt that I needed something in life, but I didn't realize it was exactly that. You spoke what I was feeling in my heart."